Hey, what's going on, Headliner Nation? Welcome into another episode here of the Fantasy Headliners, breaking down some more free agent reactions for you. And on the first day of free agency, the Jacksonville Jaguars get their man. Nick Foles is headed down to Florida to become the new starting quarterback for the Jaguars. But what does that mean for Nick Foles? Before we get going into that information, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you're new to Headliner Nation, let us know below in the comments so we can welcome you. Also, hit the like button. If you thought the information here was good, hit that like button, and also comment with any other questions that you have. Would really appreciate that. One of the most interactive channels here on YouTube. You comment, we respond. Now, with the signing of Nick Foles, you have to wonder what Jacksonville is thinking. 4 years, $88 million, more than $50 million of that guaranteed. Not bad for making your name basically on two playoff performances, two late season playoff pushes, and playoff performances. That's what basically Nick Foles has done over the last 2 years to earn this money. In 2018, only played in 5 games, 1,413 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Nothing there to really, to get too excited over. A 72.3% completion percentage. Not bad there. That's a good number. But in the playoffs, again, he had these gutsy playoff performances where he led the Eagles obviously to a Super Bowl 2 years ago. Last season, unfortunately, they didn't end up making it back. But he really came in, and it wasn't only the performance on the field, it was him and how he carried himself and the way his teammates rallied around him. But in the playoffs per game the last 2 seasons, 24 of 35, 287 yards, 1.8 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, again, that's per game. So I feel like Nick Foles' value is completely tied to his late season playoff pushes and playoff performances the last couple of years, but should we really be buying him for that? Blake Bortles obviously wasn't that great last year. 13 games, 2,718 yards, 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 60.3 completion percentage. The good news is I don't think there's any way that Nick Foles could be worse than Blake Bortles. But the last time Nick Foles left Philadelphia, it wasn't that great either. He was in Philadelphia for 3 years. He had that really good season in 2013 where he had 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a touchdown percentage record that year, 2,891 yards. But after that, he goes to St. Louis in 2015, and then Kansas City in 2016, and then back to Philadelphia in 2017. So his time away wasn't nearly what it was supposed to be. I don't expect his time away from from Philadelphia to get any better. I have a lot of questions about the weapons that they have there, the weapons and the health of some of those weapons. So Dante Moncrief is out of Jacksonville as of right now. He's a free agent. So they have D.D. Westbrook, Marquise Lee, DJ Shark, and Keelan Cole still at wide receiver. Some names that could potentially offer help, but what have we gotten from any of those guys so far? What have any of them done? Marquise Lee has been good, or has had some good seasons, but what have those guys done to get us overly excited about Nick Foles? I mean, in Philadelphia, he had Alshon Jeffrey, he had Golden Tate at the end of last season and in the playoffs. He had Zach Ertz, Nelson Aguilar. So he had, in my opinion, better weapons, obviously, in Philadelphia than he had here. So is he going to turn these guys into fantasy superstars? I don't think so. Right now, Nick Foles is going to be a QB2 for me. I can't put him in the top 12 of quarterbacks. A lot of it is going to hinge on the health of Leonard Fournette. If Leonard Fournette is healthy, they're going to ride him. He's going to be the guy. But again, Leonard Fournette, I mean, he's the guy right now. TJ Yeldon is gone. Corey Grant is gone. Both of them are free agents at this point. As far as, I just mentioned the wide receivers, they don't have much at tight end either. Tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, who they had signed last year to be their number 1 tight end, that didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. So, and if Leonard Fournette gets hurt again and goes down, he's not going to have any supporting cast around him. I'm not buying those wide receivers. I can't do it. Maybe some late round. I like D.D. Westbrook. I still think Keelan Cole can be a really good player. But Nick Foles, I just don't trust him. I don't trust these pieces to just fit together and all of a sudden become fantasy reliable players. Leonard Fournette would still possibly be a guy that you'll buy second round, maybe third round if he falls that far. But as far as these wide receivers go, they're all late round flyers. Nick Foles has some value in a super flex league. I'll put him kind of in the mid portion of QB2. So anywhere from QB 13 to 24, I'll put him right in the middle of that as of right now, but I am not expecting a whole lot of upside. So please temper your expectations for him. Breaking down the Nick Foles to Jaguars signing, he is headed to Jacksonville, will be the new starting quarterback there. What do you think you're going to get from Nick Foles this year? Let us know in the comments below. What do you think you'll get from some of these other players? I obviously am not nearly as excited about it as some people may be, but if you are excited, tell us why. Sell me on it. Change my mind and let me know why I should be excited for this signing. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Fantasy Headliners, and we'll catch everyone later. Thanks.